back to North Dakota today. Well, we know the saying, old habits die hard, and that's why many parents hope to save their children the pain and frustration of having to eliminate the habit their kids had since childhood.
So in some cases that can be really important for a caregiver to do, especially when it comes to those oral habits. So today we're talking to Mandy Griffin from Red Door Pediatric Therapy all about this. Mandy, welcome back. Great to see you.
Great to see you. Thanks.
Thank you for bringing us another great topic. So let's start by covering what oral habits are. Sometimes it includes things that we may not consider as a habit.
Yeah, when we're little, we think of oral habits like pacifier use or thumb and finger sucking. But an oral habit really is anything in the mouth that just becomes an ongoing behavior. So as kids get older, sometimes you'll see them kind of lick their lips a lot or biting their nails, even biting on their cheeks or lips when they're nervous, or just mouthing objects in general. So pencils, sweatshirt strings, zippers, sleeves, all those things can really become an oral habit. But today we'll mostly talk about pacifier use and thumb and finger sucking.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so when does this all become a habit, and if there's a time that it should be stopped?
Yeah, typically we like to see these oral habits end around a year of age. But some families are scared to even introduce a pacifier for just a fear of it becoming a habit. But oral exploration with sucking is a very normal part of development. It's a means of comfort for little ones, and sucking releases chemicals in the brain to decrease discomfort or pain. So it creates a feeling of euphoria. So it's really no surprise that it's really a hard habit to break.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Okay, so but why should we consider to eliminate them? Why does it become an important thing to do?
Yeah, ongoing oral habits, if they're continuous, they can really change how our mouth develops. So if we think about having a pacifier in the mouth or a thumb in the mouth, it can really change the shape of your palate. So the roof of your mouth can really be really vaulted or high versus nice and flat. If we have a very high arch, sometimes we can see our teeth erupt a little bit differently. Having something in the mouth long term can change the way our tongue rests in our mouth, the way our swallow develops, how our speech sounds develop. And if the oral habit continues really long term, we can see some self-esteem and some social issues developing too. Mm-hmm. If you see an older child with their thumb in their mouth, you might see when they take it out, their upper teeth are flared forward a little bit, or they might have what we call an open bite, where the molars meet in the back, but the front teeth don't, just due to the thumb or the pacifier being present in the mouth for long periods of time. So on the image here, the left one is a child before therapy. So you can see how those molars are touching in the back, and then it's just kind of open in the middle because it's used to having something in that mouth. So our teeth form around it. And then the image on the right is after therapy. So once we've removed that object from the mouth, we can kind of see that dentition fix itself beautifully.
Wow, is that just naturally the teeth will, at that age at least, kind of form back to their natural state?
I can't say always, but sometimes once we get whatever it is out of the mouth, we'll see those teeth kind of come back down. Okay. And sometimes we'll need intervention.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now, how do I know when it's the right time for my child to eliminate that habit?
Yeah, the timing definitely has to be right. It's much easier to stop a sucking habit when they're young, but regardless of age, it's important to think about outside stressors going on in their little lives, like if they're starting a new daycare, or if there's another baby on the way, or vacations coming up. It's kind of a commitment, so you just have to make sure that their little world is in a good spot before you take away their lovey or their pacifier. Other things to think about too is just making sure they're okay medically. If there's other medical things going on or other issues that need to be addressed first, that would probably take priority over that oral habit, and it's okay to let them go on a little longer until it's a good time for them.
Okay, that's sorry to interrupt you.
Enough, sorry. It's important to talk about it together. Are they ready? If they're ready to stop the behavior, or if they're willing to let you help them, it's just so important to be a team. So if they're on board, that's a good time to start too.
Yeah, I just like this because I think it's an anxiety-provoking conversation even to have with a spouse or another caregiver about, are we ready to take the pacifier away or really approach this topic? So you got to make sure you're prepared for it. Now, how do you go about stopping that behavior?
Yeah, having a positive attitude throughout is a must. There will be bumps in the road, but it's important to just be positive through those bumps and to really celebrate those successful moments. It's important to make a firm decision and stick with it. So starting and stopping and starting and stopping just gets to be really kind of confusing for the kiddo. It's so important to make sure all caregivers are on the same page. So if it's a pacifier, we need to make sure that they don't have a passy at home and they don't have a passy at daycare, or if they have one at mom's house and not at dad's house, that gets confusing too. So all caregivers have to be on the same page. And then you can sure try to eliminate the habit gradually. So with the passy, you could consider 1 week maybe taking the pacifier away during the day. And then the next week, maybe taking it away during the day and at nap time. And then the next week, maybe try bedtime. That's usually the hardest. Other things like verbal praise, sticker charts, and maybe a big prize at the end when they do eliminate that habit. That's always a good motivator.
Yeah, just trying to eliminate that habit.
Yeah.
It can be so tough sometimes. I'm sure, hope you have some
stories still have pacifiers hidden in places that she'll never find them.
Yeah, but if none of that works and we need your help, where can we find you?
We have lots of other strategies at Red Door that we can sure try to help you and your child through this journey. We also have a habit elimination program for older kiddos that we can help you implement at home if your team is ready. We have clinics in Bismarck, Minot, and Grand Forks. We have a central number there, 222-3175. And then we have a website too, reddoorpediatric.com.
All right, thank you so much, Mandy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll be right back with more North Dakota Today. Stay with us right after this break.